Hi everyone, I'm n8n, Data Analytics Consultant at Vertu Digital, also known internally as GPT, because I've been leading the AI and automation initiative for around 2 years. My goal is to increase AI adoption within the agency and automate repetitive and tedious tasks. Today, I'm going to show you how we automated our Google Analytics reporting process, transforming manual dashboard creation into intelligent monthly email reports. This is the exact workflow we use internally for our clients, and at the end, I'll share a template with you. So here is the challenge we faced. We create very beautiful and insightful Looker Studio dashboards for our clients, which show overview data of their Google Analytics 4 properties and detailed views of different metrics and dimensions. But we discovered that some of our clients and higher level stakeholders in their organization never opened the Looker Studio dashboards. They simply didn't know they had access to valuable data and statistics from Google Analytics 4. This meant our carefully crafted insights were going unnoticed, and decision makers weren't getting the analytics intelligence they needed to make informed choices about their digital strategy. That's why we decided to create a simple n8n workflow automation where every month we send an overview of the top 10 most important metrics from the Google Analytics property compared to the previous period. We enhance these metrics with AI-generated summaries and AI recommendations for improving performance in the next period. The workflow automatically pulls data from Google Analytics, compares it to the previous month, and creates a beautiful formatted email with insights and actionable recommendations. So now, let me show you how the workflow works and set it from scratch. We have, again, a form trigger. We have 4 different HTTP requests to Google Analytics, 1 transformation code node, and AI agent which will create our report. And then Gmail node which sends the email to our clients. Let's execute it. Here we have description what we need to do, but I will tell you. First we need the account ID. We go to Google Analytics, and here in the URL address we can see P and some numbers. We need to get only the numbers after P. We get this and paste it here. Then we need to decide what key event we want to have. And here in our property we need to go to admin, then events, and then we can see key events which we can use for our reporting, and we will get form submit. We paste it here, form submit, and now we need to decide what's our reporting period. We will get a period of 2004 January compared to December 2023. It's a previous period because these are data from our clients, and we don't need to report on the soonest data. And we need to go to December and to have 2023 to 31st of December. Let me try again. And now we need to say what's our client name. It's Vertu Digital for demo purposes, and my email where we will send the report. Now we submit it, and the process is started. We can see that's already done the HTTP requests to Google Analytics, and now the AI agent makes some calculations and think further for the analysis to have the email ready. There will be a process around a minute, and at the end we will become the email in our inbox. So as we can see, we send an email and we can see it in our inbox. Here is the email, we click open, and we can see that we have our Vertu Digital GA4 analytics. And we have all the metrics which are important for us, and also the conversion metrics, which are 0 for here for the demo purposes, but here you will have something like these metrics. And here are the AI recommendations which we have for our website, traffic and conversion. So now we are going to create the workflow from scratch. And we need to create n8n form trigger, HTTP request to Google Analytics, code node for transformation of the dates, and AI agent and Gmail node. Let's start. First, we need to create a new workflow. Let's create one. And we need to select n8n form. We need the form trigger, and the form title will be Google Analytics Reporting. We don't need form submission for now, and we need to add some form elements. We will get them from the previous workflow which we already have. And first we need to start with the description, which we need to copy. It's a custom HTML. We just need to select that and just paste it here. After that, we need to have account ID. So we copy it, and it will be text. It must be required. After that, we have key event, which is also text. Then we have dates. We have report from start date, which is date type and also required. We have end date of this period, which is also a date type and required. And the same thing for the previous start date and previous end date. They need to be date and required fields. We just copy them and paste in the new workflow. We have this and required field. At the end, we need to put a client name, which is text type and already required, and also send email, which is email type, because we need to have a proper email, and it's also required. This is for now on our form submission. And for the purpose of our variables, we need to rename the n8n form trigger to get client, because after that, on our HTTP request and AI agent, the variable should come from get client. The next step will be to create our HTTP request of GA4. Let's dive in. As a best way, I will recommend to copy these like that and go to ChatGPT to get the curl. We can use the curl code to create the HTTP request easier and faster. So now we need to prompt the ChatGPT that we want a curl of these nodes. Please give me a curl of these nodes with the settings in it as they are set. We paste that, and ChatGPT will give us the 4 nodes which we have already in the ready to go workflow. And we just need to copy that, go here, have HTTP request node, and import curl. This is the best way to import HTTP requests, and as we have already set up, we just use it. So here we have this one, but as we can see, the start date is not properly set up. And we need to tell ChatGPT that we want to get client start date. We go here, use the variables from the nodes. So now ChatGPT will give us the proper variables which we already set up. And now we copy that and go back to our HTTP request, import curl, and paste it here and import it. So here we have the URL which need to be expression because we have a variable here. If it's not an expression, it's not gonna be work. So something else is the header. The header, we don't need it because we have authorization with Google Analytics. We need to go here and to find Google Analytics OAuth2 API, and we already have it. You can set it up like sign in with Google and sign in with your Gmail profile, then allow this and continue with the process of the authorization. It's completed, and now we successfully authorized us to use Google Analytics. Then we need to toggle off this header, and we have the parameters. So here the body needs to be JSON, and we need to get the JSON from here. Here is the whole JSON. We just copy that and paste it here. And as expression, we can see that we have some variables which we will get from getClient. Let's try this. So here we can see that our HTTP request has a problem. But first, if you don't want to every time to fill the form, you can click here on the pin icon and pin this data. So every time this data will be used for our workflow. So our testing will be faster. We can see that there is invalid syntaxes, and we see that the key event is not properly get from the form, and we just need to drag and drop it. We just need to get that and execute it again. So here we have everything what we need. Now we need the same for the other 3 Google Analytics HTTP requests, and we have already this one, so we just need to give it to ChatGPT and tell this is the first one, create the other 3. And then we will become the other 3 nodes with their settings. Here is the overall metrics for the previous period, which we need to copy. And first, we need to copy the whole node, paste it here, and we just need to change only this body. This body we copy and paste it here. We can try it, and we can see that everything is working correctly. We can see that the variables are coming from previous start date and previous end date, which is very important to have data from both periods. And here we can say that here is overall metrics for current period, and here we have overall metrics for previous period. Then we save it. After that, we need 2 more HTTP requests. One of these is for form submit for the current period, and the second one is for the previous period. And we need to go to ChatGPT, get form submits for this period, copy the body, go in the HTTP request and replace the body. We see that we have again the current period start date and end date. And here is not overall metric, but it's form submit for previous period, or let's say key event. And it's for current period. We have this executed, And we don't have data because, as we saw in the email, we have 0 form submits. But it's successful. After that, we need key event for previous period, which we need to copy here to rename it for the previous period. Go back to ChatGPT, get the JSON body from here, and paste it here in the body to replace it. So, all right, we have this one, execute it, and it's working. So now we have all Google Analytics HTTP requests created and they're working properly. So next step is to create a code node with transformation for the date. Let me show you why. First, let's review the workflow which we already had. We have here code node which says that we have a report from start date and report from this end date, previous start and end date. And we need to replace the hypersense to just empty space, because this is important for our Gmail. We need to have this code node here and just copy and paste our code. You don't need to understand what it does, but we can see when we execute it to see what's the difference. We see that report from start date is 2024 1st of January, and we can see that in our get client it's with hypersense. Here is without hypersense. This is the only difference which we have with this code node, and that's because we need it for the reporting purposes later in the Gmail. The next step is to have the AI agent, which AI agent is connected with OpenAI, GPT 4.1 mini, have a calculator, and the Think tool. Let me show you. First, we need to add from AI agent. And here we have source of prompt user message. We need to change this to define below because we will have a custom prompt. And we go back to our ready to use workflow and copy and paste our prompt. Let's paste it and let's review it. We have all these different things which are in green and red. And as we can see, we need to have concrete names of our nodes. And we said it's key event for previous period, but it says form submits this period. So now we need to change all our names. And it's overall metrics previous period. This is this one. No, this one, but this one. And we need to change this one. Now we get form submits this period. This is key event for current period. We paste it here. The next thing is form submits previous period. Here is key event for previous period and just rename it. The next thing is overall metrics this period, and we change this here. And at the end, we can see that from red, they're already green, and we can see the data which is already done from the previous nodes. And everything is in green, only small things are not working because we have no values for form submit, which is normal because they are zeros. And we have the prompt already created. You can review it in your template, but it's creating an HTML formatted email for our GA4 reporting. Something else we need to do is to choose chat model. We need to choose OpenAI chat model, which is GPT 4.1 mini, and just use it. We need to have authentication, which is the API key from OpenAI console, and you need to get it from your OpenAI console and just paste it here. We are already connected, and next thing we want to use are two tools. First one is calculator, because we are working with numbers, and the LLMs, ChatGPT and other LLMs are not good with the numbers. So we need to give them tools like calculator to calculate properly all needed numbers. And we have a lot of metrics here, so we will use the calculator. And the next thing we will use is the think tool. The think tool is coming from Anthropic, which is enabling code to stop think and complex to-use situations. Anthropic is another company with their LLMs, and this is used for non-reasoning models to stop and think and analyze complex workflows. Here we have very complex workflow because we need to calculate some metrics, we need to do different analysis, and at the end we need to have HTML for our Gmail, which is very complex. So we need to use Think tool to enhance our GPT 4.1 model. Next step is to test the AI agent and send Gmail to my client, but the client will be me. So let's try this, execute this step, and in the meantime we will create the Gmail node. We just write here Gmail, and we need to find to send a message. Here is send a message, and we need to have a credential. Like the other Google services, we just need to sign in with Google and use our Gmail account and just wait for the sign in, continue, and we are already authorized. Now we need to send the message with our email, which will be a variable, and the subject will be also a variable, the message will be also a variable. So we go to our ready to use workflow, and let's see what we have there. We have get clients send to email. This is from our form, and we've already filled our email. So here you can see simeon.penev@vertodigital.com. The next thing is our subject. It will be dynamic as well. So here we have get client name, which is Vertodigital, and the report from start date, which is January. We use this subject, and the message is JSON output, because our AI agent will already done the HTML by itself. We don't need to make any transformations from Markdown to HTML or from JSON or whatever. The AI agent will create already the HTML, which we need to send to Gmail. And the last step will be to test our workflow. So now let's try this. As we can see, workflow executed successfully. And now we need to check our inbox. Let's go. Let's refresh that. And we can see that we have email from just a moment. And we see that the reporting period is correct. We see the same data as we saw before. And we have similar recommendation actions because the data is not that different. The results have been remarkable. After sending these automated emails, we opened conversation with clients who wanted more comprehensive and detailed reporting via email every month. Other stakeholders simply noticed the email reports and thanked us because it's much easier for them to report to their managers with concrete data and insights. But there was also a third group of clients who, after receiving these monthly emails, asked for even better and even more detailed reporting. For these clients, we showed them and explained our Looker Studio dashboards again, where they could access a more detailed and customizable picture of their GA4 data. The email reports served as a perfect gateway to drive engagement with our comprehensive dashboards. What used to require manual dashboard creation and client education now happens automatically every month. Clients get consistent professional reports with actionable insights, and we've increased engagement with our analytics services significantly. This is one example of how we use automation to enhance our team's capabilities and client service. We're constantly building new workflows to solve different problems and optimize various aspects of our business operations. Very soon, we will share other workflows from different areas of our work. I know sometimes it's very hard to do these workflows, these HTTP requests, AI agents, all credentials, but I have something for you. I've included the complete n8n template in the description. You just need to import it and add your credentials from OpenAI, Google Analytics, and Gmail. You can start generating professional reports immediately. Follow Where2Digital and me on LinkedIn, where I share advanced automation insights, client success stories, and behind-the-scenes content from our agency operations. Subscribe here for more practical marketing automations that actually work in real businesses.